The dancing sun when 70,000 people witnessed the impossible. On a cold, rainy day in 1917, Portugal, thousands of people stood in muddy fields staring at the sky. What happened next shocked everyone, believers, skeptics, and even journalists who came to mock them. The sun began to spin, change colors, and seemed to hurtle toward Earth. Was it mass hallucination, a rare weather event, or something science still can't explain? The Fatima miracle remains one of the most witnessed supernatural events in history. And the strangest part is that it happened exactly when and where it was predicted to happen. 3 young children, Lucia, Francisco, and Jacinta, had told everyone for months that something extraordinary would occur at this exact spot, at this exact time. How did these simple shepherd kids know, and why does this event still baffle experts more than a century later? The story begins 6 months earlier in the fields outside Fatima. Europe was being torn apart by the First World War. Portugal was in political chaos, and 3 children were watching sheep when something unexpected happened. 10-year-old Lucia and her younger cousins Francisco and Jacinta saw what they described as a lady made of light. This wasn't just any vision. She told them to return to the same spot on the 13th of each month. Each time they met her, more people started following them, curious about their claims. The children said this lady, who they believed was the Virgin Mary, shared secrets about the future and warnings about the world. But many people didn't believe them. The local mayor even locked them up, threatening them with boiling oil if they didn't admit they were lying. The children never changed their story. Then came the most important part. The lady promised a miracle would happen on October 13th so everyone would believe. Word spread across Portugal. By the time that rainy October day arrived, an estimated 70,000 people had gathered in the muddy fields. Among them were skeptics, believers, government officials, and newspaper reporters. Many expected nothing would happen. Some were ready to laugh when the miracle failed to appear. But at exactly noon, something impossible occurred. The rain suddenly stopped, the clouds parted, and the sun, described by witnesses as a silver disk, began to spin. It cast colorful lights across the landscape, turning people's faces and clothes into strange colors. Then the sun appeared to zigzag and dance across the sky. Most shocking of all, many witnesses said the sun seemed to break free from its position and plunge toward Earth. People screamed. Some fell to their knees praying. Others ran for cover. Even those who came to mock were frozen in amazement. And then, just as suddenly, everything returned to normal. The sun was back in its place. But something else strange happened. The muddy ground and everyone's soaking wet clothes were completely dry. This wasn't just seen by religious believers. Avelino de Almeida, a newspaper editor who had previously mocked the children's claims, wrote, "I saw it with my own eyes. The sun trembled, made sudden, incredible movements outside all cosmic laws." Professor Garrett from Coimbra University was there too. He noted that the sun seemed to detach itself from the sky and come toward us. It was a terrible moment. What makes this story even more interesting is how it happened during a time when Portugal was changing. The government had become anti-religious, churches were being closed, many officials wanted to prove the children were lying to stop people from believing in miracles. Yet when October 13th came, even government officials couldn't deny something extraordinary had happened. How could they explain what 70,000 people had witnessed together? The children themselves were simple farm kids with no education. Lucia was 10, Francisco was 9, and Jacinta was just 7 years old. They couldn't read or write. They had no access to newspapers or scientific knowledge. How could they have known anything about solar phenomena or atmospheric conditions? Each month, when they met with the Lady of Light, they repeated the same details about her appearance. She was brighter than the sun and stood on a small tree. Her face was neither sad nor happy, but serious. She wore a white mantle with gold trim. The children described her exactly the same way each time, never changing their story despite threats. During these meetings, the lady told them 3 secrets. The first was a vision of hell that terrified the children. The second was a warning about another world war if people didn't change their ways. The third secret was written down and sealed until 2000, when the Vatican finally revealed it contained symbolic images of religious persecution. So what really happened that day? Over the years, scientists have proposed various explanations. Some suggest it was a rare atmospheric phenomenon called a sundog, when ice crystals in the air create halos and reflections. Others think it might have been a stratospheric dust cloud, or even solar flares affecting Earth's magnetic field. Psychologists point to mass suggestion, the power of expectation affecting what people thought they saw. But this doesn't explain why so many skeptics and non-believers reported the same experience. Many witnesses were standing miles apart across a large area, yet they all described seeing the same thing at the same time. The event was reported in newspapers across Portugal, including in publications that were openly hostile to religion. One detail that's hard to explain. Many people reported that their soaking wet clothes became completely dry after the event. How could a visual illusion or atmospheric phenomenon dry thousands of drenched people in minutes? The lives of the 3 children after the event add another layer to the mystery. Francisco and Jacinta both died within 3 years during the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918 to 1920. Before their deaths, both children predicted exactly when they would die. Lucia became a nun and lived until 2005, never changing her story for 88 years. During her long life, Lucia was interviewed countless times by skeptics, trying to catch her in a contradiction. She never once changed her account of what happened. When asked if she might have imagined it all, she simply replied, "I know what I saw." Today, over 1 million pilgrims visit Fatima each year. The site has become one of the most important Catholic shrines in the world. Many visitors report unexplained healings. Others say they experience a profound sense of peace they can't find elsewhere. But the significance of Fatima goes beyond religious belief. It represents one of the most well-documented mass sightings in history. It challenges our understanding of reality and raises questions about what we consider possible. Some scientists suggest that what happened at Fatima points to phenomena we still don't understand. Could it have been a rare magnetic event, a temporary alteration in how people perceived reality, or something entirely beyond our current scientific understanding? What makes this event unique is the precise prediction. Unlike random sightings or unexpected phenomena, this was announced months in advance by 3 children who specified exactly when and where it would happen. The timing of the Fatima events also coincided with major world changes. World War I was reshaping Europe. The Russian Revolution was underway. The Spanish flu pandemic that would kill millions was about to begin. Was there something about this period of global upheaval that made people more receptive to miraculous experiences? Dr. José María Proença, a modern physicist who studied the event, noted, "What fascinates me is not just that so many saw it, but that they saw it exactly as predicted. No natural phenomenon announces itself months in advance." The witnesses themselves came from every walk of life. Farmers stood beside professors, religious devotees next to hardened skeptics. Some had traveled for days to be there. Others were just passing by and stopped out of curiosity. Yet their accounts match in remarkable detail. José Almeida Garrett, the professor who witnessed the event, later wrote, "The sun's disk did not remain immobile. This was not the sparkling of a heavenly body, for it spun round on itself in a mad whirl. Then suddenly one heard a clamor, a cry of anguish breaking from all the people. The sun, whirling wildly, seemed to loosen itself from the firmament and advance threateningly upon the earth as if to crush us with its huge and fiery weight. What's particularly striking is how the event transformed the region. Before 1917, Fatima was an obscure farming village that few Portuguese could locate on a map. Today it's visited by millions and has become a symbol of faith for people worldwide. Whether you believe it was divine intervention, a natural phenomenon, or something else entirely, the Fatima incident forces us to confront the limitations of our knowledge. Sometimes what thousands of people experience together defies our ability to explain it. The dancing sun of Fatima remains an unsolved mystery. A moment when 70,000 people witnessed something that shouldn't have been possible, leaving each of us to decide what it means. Maybe some mysteries aren't meant to be solved, but to remind us how little we truly understand about our world.